Alright guys, so the woke Lightyear movie from Disney is bombing so hard at the box office, and so many people are upset about the woke LGBTQ lesbian kissing scene in the movie that a Oklahoma theater had to put up a sign saying that they would fast forward through the same-sex kiss, right? And the mob actually went after this theater that is simply trying to protect their money, right? They're trying to protect their profits because quite simply, families aren't showing up to watch this movie, and we're gonna get into that in some of the numbers showing that families are just not into this type of stuff. And let's just say Hollyweird is coping over the fact that parents are not into this stuff.
I'm not gonna see Buzz Lightyear. Didn't you hear? There's a same-sex kiss in it. 2 girls kiss in the movie. For me, that's just too woke. It's too woke. I don't do woke. It scares me. I'm scared. Way too much LGQTBFG woke. I'm scared.
I think with Disney and Pixar, I mean, they have such a wide audience, a big audience, and so it just continues to let everybody know that's watching the film, we see you, you know?
What if we just like go to the movies and every time a man and a woman kiss, we just make a huge deal of it?
Exactly.
Oh my God, did you see that man and that lady? They held hands.
Just because 2 women kiss doesn't mean I'm saying, like, be gay. Like, if my friend kisses his husband, it's because he's a human being, and that's his relationship. There's no agenda to a kiss. So that's my first point. Second point, let's pretend it is an agenda. How many Disney movies have had a heteronormative agenda? Every prince is kissing the princess. Y'all don't know it.
Without consent.
Without consent. So maybe you didn't know it, but the agenda has been straight for decades. And so maybe this is just a moment to have because everyone sees that now.
Yeah, so that is some cope right there, right? That is copium, okay? She's sniffing it up. Copium, okay? That's exactly what's going on, right? As you know, there's this thing where they try to say, well, you know, people that are complaining about this, they don't complain about Disney movies that have straight kissing scenes, and they don't care about pushing the straight agenda. And I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I have no issues with pushing the straight agenda. Thank you, right? Thank you for pointing out the obvious, because heterosexual relationships are the foundation of a traditional society. And as a traditionalist, I'm going to be pro things that are traditional, right? You know, kind of like the patriarchy. Right, but I'm just saying the difference between the straight agenda and the LGBTQ agenda, right? Outside of just the fact that, you know, again, I'm pro traditionalism, but with that being said, it's not like people that are okay with heterosexual, you know, kisses or whatever in these kids movies. It's not like they're trying to push an overtly sexual agenda on kids, where they're trying to ratchet it up to the point where they're trying to talk to kids about anal sex and cutting off their genitals and transitioning and being all these different genders and stuff like that, which I can't say is not true for the other side, based off the things that we've seen, right? Based off the things we've seen. But yeah, I mean, if, let's say, for example, there was a scene in this movie or whatever that is heterosexual, and they're making out, like it's a full-blown makeout, I wouldn't be cool with that, right? I would not be cool with that. Now, if it's a little kiss on the lips or whatever, a little peck, you know, on the cheek, on the lips, whatever, I have no issues with that whatsoever if it's heterosexual. But again, the problem is that there's some extremists on the other side of things that have really ratcheted this stuff up to the point where, again, it's not a slippery slope, okay? It is falling off a cliff. That is the point in which we've gotten to, because there are people that are pushing that agenda that, again, are upset and whining and crying and complaining because teachers can't talk to children about the fact that they don't like their genitals, or they can't talk to kids about who they like to sleep with. Okay, add in on top of that, that is at the point now where we have parents taking kids to drag queen shows, aka male stripper shows, and you have a society that is just like, no, this is too much. We've gone too far, right? But apparently, if you say that, if you speak out about that, you are homophobic and transphobic. Right? Which I find to be interesting because the Islamic countries, right, like 13 of them, banned this Lightyear movie, which has contributed to the fact that it's failing at the box office, but nobody has called them homophobic or anything like that. Okay, maybe because they don't want to be called Islamophobic. Again, this is what happens when you try to lump all the so-called marginalized people together in one group. Okay, you start to realize that some of your so-called allies aren't really your allies. Okay, they have very different sets of beliefs. So that being said, the problem with Lightyear at the box office is the family problem. It's the fact that families don't want to take their kids to see two girls, lesbians, kissing, right? Again, it's very simple, but the mainstream liberal media is coping with this, and they're blaming it on everything except the obvious, which is that families don't want to take their kids to see this type of stuff. They don't want their kids to be exposed to this type of stuff. I'm sorry, we're not that progressive yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and read about this. In early January of this year, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 set off a loud boom at the domestic box office when opening to $72.1 million in theaters. Paramount insiders estimated that nearly 60% of the audience on opening weekend were kids and parents, proving that families were indeed willing to set aside concerns about the ongoing pandemic and return to theaters. Hollywood and theater owners breathed a huge sigh of relief. But when Pixar and Disney's Toy Story spinoff Lightyear debuted in cinemas over Father's Day weekend, only about 38% of those turned out were families, helping to explain why the movie launched to $50.6 million instead of an expected $70 million to $85 million. Worse, it bowed in second place behind holdover Jurassic World Dominion in a surprise upset, even if it could boast the best opening of the pandemic for an animated film. Only 38% of the audience were families, compared to 60% for Sonic the Hedgehog. Now again, what is a more family-oriented / kids-oriented movie? Toy Story or Sonic the Hedgehog? Right? I think both are definitely kid-friendly, but I would definitely say Toy Story in a Disney movie is a lot more kid-friendly, okay, than Sonic. By Sunday night of the June 17th and 19th weekend, everyone in Hollywood was asking the same question, since the opening couldn't be pinned on only the pandemic. What happened? Disney insiders privately point to mixed reviews from critics, at least for a Pixar offering, and less than rave audience scores, as well as marketing and brand confusion. Pixar movies have always been known for attracting both younger and older adults who don't have kids, but the family turnout for Lightyear was notably light. In June 2019, about 45% of ticket buyers for Toy Story 4 were kids and parents. Kids are notorious for being repeat viewers, which can propel a big screen movie to enjoy incredible multiples. Nor did it help that Lightyear became a political punching bag for conservative Republican lawmakers when a same-gender kiss scene was reinstated in the film after Pixar employees said Disney was censoring overtly gay affection following the uproar over Disney CEO Bob Chapek's handling of Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. Again, Disney knew exactly what they were doing when they put this back in the film, right? They basically said at this point, we don't care about money, right? We don't care about money, which could be part of the reason why the people who unwisely invested in Disney stock at the beginning of this year have lost half of their money, right? Following the movie's opening over Father's Day weekend, U.S. Representative Jim Jordan, who is the minority ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee and has 2.8 million followers, tweeted June 21st, quote, Buzz Lightyear went woke, Disney went broke, and a verified Twitter account for the GOP Judiciary Committee boasting more than 223,000 followers, followed by tweeting, make Toy Story great again. Facts. So with that being said, what does Disney decide to do? Well, they're going to burn more money on fire by peddling another LGBTQ-friendly gay teen romance animated feature film. This time it's going to be their first one that specifically, right, is a gay teen romance. Wow. Again, I got a prediction as to how this is probably going to perform in the box office, right? I don't think it's going to perform very well. Again, you know, this is the lesson that Netflix was learning, okay, when it came to their employees and capitulating to their demands. Okay, it turns out that these people are not actually concerned with the bottom line of the company, right? So when they're trying to dictate your product, you got to understand that they're not actually really, again, concerned with whether or not that product is going to make money. And this is why you see Netflix come out here and say, you know what, we're purging the wokes, right? If you don't like working on projects that actually make us money, you can get the hell out. Okay, this is why they're saying that. And Disney's going to learn this lesson the hard way, right? This is what happens when you feel like you're too big to fail. You think that you can just push anything and people are going to buy it, and that's just not necessarily the case. So let's read a little bit here about Disney's new woke film, right, called Strange World, ironically, because this is the type of stuff that you get when you live in a strange world. You get legacy media companies like Disney pushing this agenda on children. So let's read about this. Disney's upcoming adventure film, Strange World, will feature a gay teen romance, the first in an animated feature produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios. The film, which is scheduled to open on November 23rd, will follow 3 generations of a family of explorers and take viewers, quote, to a place of infinite mystery unlike anything you've ever seen, according to a trailer released by the studio earlier this month. Several Hollywood powerhouses have been confirmed as part of the voice cast, including Jake Gyllenhaal, Gabrielle Union, Lucy Liu, Dennis Quaid, and Jabuki Young White. That sounds like a woke lineup. I don't even know who half of those actors are. On Friday, Disney screened 3 sequences from the film at the 2022 Annecy International Animated Film Festival, one of the world's most important festivals for the film animation industry that takes place in the city of Annecy in southeast France. In one of them, Ethan flirts with a boy named Daiso in front of his friends who tease him in a friendly way. I wonder what does that mean? I don't think I want to find out. His father, Searcher Clad, later joins in and embarrasses him in, quote, an eager show of acceptance as the scene is described by Variety. Wow. Wow. Again, there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. Emmy Award-winning producer Matthew Sagnici, who also saw the sequence, wrote on Twitter that the scene is, quote, very endearing and is treated as the most natural thing in the world. Incredible. The scene describes the son being very shy in front of his boy crush, and his dad comes in and says, "So nice to meet you. My son talks about you all the time," and further embarrasses his son. Sajichi wrote, quote, very cute. The refreshing nod to inclusivity comes as Lightyear, the much anticipated Toy Story spinoff, was reportedly banned in 14 countries over a brief same-sex kiss. The Disney Pixar animated adventure film starring Chris Evans as the voice of Buzz Lightyear features a kiss between Alicia, voiced by actress Yuzo Adumba, and her wife Kiko. Yeah, so we all know what happened with Disney and how this bombed. And they're going to try again. They're going to try again with this woke film, right, in which they're going to have gay boys this time, right? They're going to run this back, and they're going to see how it works. I got a gut feeling that it's not gonna work. I got a gut feeling that this is gonna bomb even more than Toy Story, especially considering how it doesn't have the name brand of Pixar behind it. So we'll see what happens, right? I just don't think this is a great idea, but hey, if they want to light their money on fire, it is what it is. If I was a Disney stockholder, I would be furious, right? I would be pissed. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.